Hi there, my name is Patrick Walt, and this is my participant.
Hi, I'm Elena. I signed or read and signed the liability and release form.
Okay. I want her to state that because she has read over the liability release form for this upcoming lab. Lab we're going to be working on today is circumference measurements. The purpose of this lab is to measure the actual mass of the person's body, and with these measurements, these can actually be configured into some of the risk stratifications that an individual might hold. Okay. With this right here is our measuring tape. What we have here is we will actually be using the centimeter side. So this side right here, as you can see, is in inches, and then this side right here is the centimeters. Okay. This is an actual retractable measuring device, so it'll retract on its own. The sites that we will be measuring today are going to be the arm, the forearm, the abdomen, the calf, the mid-thigh, the buttocks and hip, and then the actual waist line itself too. Okay, with those measurements, this will actually give us an example of some of the risk stratifications that you have, and it'll give us more of an accurate measurement for your body mass. Okay, so first what I'll have you do is go ahead and stand up for me. With your participant, you just want to have them relax. You can just go ahead and stand back here for me. You always want to measure the right side of the body, so anything dealing with the arm or the forearm, leg, so the mid-thigh area, the calf, you always want to measure on the right side of the body. Alright, so first, if you could please roll up your sleeve for me. First, what we're going to measure is we're going to actually measure the arm. You want to measure where the shoulder meets all the way down to the elbow. You want to measure right in the middle of that area. So we have 29 centimeters for the first measurement. With each site, what we will be doing is we will actually measure each site twice. Okay, the reason being is because we want to try to get the most accurate measurement possible. So it kind of goes back to that old saying, measure twice, cut once. Okay, so that's why we want to make sure that we're getting the exact same reading each time. All right, so again, one thing you want to do when you're conducting this test is you just don't want to pull the tape measure to where it actually pushes down pressure on the skin. Alright, so right there, what does that say for me?
29.
29, okay. So with that, one example real quick is, as I wrap this around her, I want to make sure that it goes around her and fits comfortably along the skin. I don't want it to go and actually press down into the skin. Alright, so for your first result, we have 29 centimeters for your arm. Alright, next we will do your forearm. So with your forearm, you're going to be measuring between the wrist and the elbow region, roughly in the middle. Okay. Okay, can you read that off for me?
23.5.
Okay, 23.5. Alright, here we go again. And then what does that say right there?
24.
Okay, 24. Alright, so with that right there, we have a difference of 5 centimeters, alright, or 0.5 centimeters. With your measurements, you actually can go off this measurement with, if it is in the difference of 0.5 centimeters. Alright, so with that being said, we could count that as an accurate measurement, but I'm going to go ahead and measure it again. Okay. Now, if it was something where the participant had, say, a 24 the first time, but then the next time they had it, you end up recording a 28, that would be a significant increase. What's that say right there?
24.
24. Okay, so we will go with 24 for for your forearm. Alright, so next is going to be the abdomen area. So with the abdomen, participant will lift up their shirt, and what you want to do is when you lift up your shirt, we're actually going to measure right above the belly button. Okay? And can you see that down there?
75.
Okay, 75. Alright, put that behind you. Alright, here we go again. And what does that say right there?
75.
75 again. Alright. So for the abdomen we have 75. Okay, now for the hips and buttocks region, if you could please stand to the side for me. The area that you'll want to measure for this is actually going to be right in the middle part of the buttocks, all the way around their hips and buttocks. One thing I need you to do, Elena, is I need you to stand with your feet close together. Okay? And then okay. Can you make sure this is aligned in the middle of your hips now? Is that aligned in the middle of your hips? Yeah. Yeah. So you want to make sure that the tape measure is actually aligned in the middle of their hips. And then can you see what that says?
102.
Okay, so she says 102 there, so it's 1 meter and 2 centimeters. All right. Then we will go again. Make sure this is in the middle.
Oh.
You all right? Okay, and what does that say?
1.5.
Okay, 1.5. All right, so we will go one more time. Make sure this is around here. And what does that say right there?
102.
Okay, 102. So with the third measurement, we have 102 again. Alright, so next what we will be doing is we'll actually be doing the waist. So with the waist, many may consider that along the buttocks and the hips would actually be the waist. The waist is actually going to be up higher, so if you could just lift this out of your shirt. This is where the hips and buttocks region is. This is where the actual waist is up top. Okay? So the waist is actually going to be below the measurement of the belly button. This says 88 for the first one. And if you want to, you can just turn around for the front of the camera. Alright, so I got 88 for my first measurement. For the second measurement, sorry. And I have 88 again for my second measurement. Alright, so for the waist we have 88. Now, for the hips and thigh area, or I'm sorry, for the actually mid-thigh, we will now take a measurement right here from where the hips meet all the way down to where the knee is. You want to measure right along this middle area. Yeah, you can just stand just like that. Actually, reach between your legs here. 50 for the first measurement. We'll go again. Okay, make sure it's tight. And we have 50 again for the second measurement. Alright. Then now down to the calf. So the calf, you want to go right where the knee is. To the ankle, you want to go right in the middle. Yep, 36. And then let's go again. And we have 36 again. Okay. Alright, so later you can go ahead and have a seat and relax for me. Now, with your waist measurement, according to the ACSM guideline book for exercise prescription and testing, your waist is 88. Alright, so with that being said, there are different categories of risk stratifications. Alright, so 70 would be very low, so that means you're at a very, very low risk, which is good. You're below 90, so that would be like a slight risk. Something that would be extremely high would be anything over 110. Okay, so anything over 110 is very high risk. Usually 101 to 109 is a moderate risk, so you're right there in the normal range. Like you're not on the very low end, you're not on the very high end, but you're right there in the normal range. Okay. Do you have any questions about this test or anything we're doing today?
What was the point for measuring on my right side?
The point of measuring for your right side is because due to where your heart is, the blood enters out through the body through the left side first, and then as it comes back through, it comes back through the right side. So normally the left side will actually present more girth than it will the right side. Okay. Okay? All right. Thank you for your participation.